In today's lesson, we'll be learning how to convert a linear equation in slope-intercept form to standard form. Standard form has the terms with x and y on the left side of the equation. We will begin by moving this term to the left side of the equation. When you do that, it becomes the opposite. So it's no longer positive 3 over 4x, it is now negative 3 over 4x. The y stays on the left side, and we want to add a addition sign in front of it. The negative 5 over 2 stays on the right side, unchanged. In standard form, a should be positive. In other words, the coefficient of x needs to be positive. However, it is clearly not positive. The coefficient of x here is negative. So what we can do is we can multiply this by negative 1 to change it to a positive, but what you do to that term, you have to do to every single term in the equation. When you multiply a term by negative 1, this sign turns to the opposite. So negative 3 over 4x times negative 1 becomes positive 3 over 4x. Positive y times negative 1 becomes negative y. And negative 5 over 2 times negative 1 becomes positive 5 over 2. We aren't quite done because the coefficients and constants within standard form must be integers. 3 over 4 is not an integer, and 5 over 2 is not an integer. We can get rid of these fractions using a lowest common multiple. Look at the fractions. I want you to look at their denominators. There's a denominator of 2 and a denominator of 4. To find the lowest common multiple, we want to list out the multiples of 2. So that would be 2, 4, 6, and that can continue on and on. The multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, and again, that could continue on forever. The lowest common multiple here would be the number 4. We're going to take that 4 and multiply everything in the equation by 4. So this term gets multiplied by 4. I'm going to use a little dot to indicate multiplication. This term gets multiplied by 4, and this term gets multiplied by 4 as well. When multiplying fractions, you want to multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. Let's add in a denominator. This is actually 4 over 1. This is also 4 over 1, and this is also 4 over 1. Let's multiply these fractions. So take a look over here. The numerators are 4 and 3, so 4 times 3 is 12, and the denominators are 1 and 4, so 1 times 4 is 4. The x stays exactly the same. Over here, this just becomes negative 4y, and over here on the right, you're going to multiply the numerators. 4 times 5 is 20, and the denominators are 1 and 2, so 1 times 2 is 2. Let's simplify some of these fractions. So 12 over 4 is basically the same thing as 12 divided by 4, which becomes 3. The x stays the same, and the minus 4y stays exactly the same. And over on the right, we have 20 over 2, which is the same thing as 20 divided by 2, and that just becomes 10. As you can see, the coefficients and constants within standard form are all integers. Moreover, the a value is also positive.